Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
I'll start with sir. Mayor Kimry,
Yes.
Ms. Richardson,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Moultrie,
Yes.
and Ms. Glass.
Yes.
Tonight, we're going to have a council meeting for July 6, 2021. I ask that if cell phones are on anything less than silent or vibrate, that you put them to that point so that we won't have any interruptions. We got a phone call with Jason from State Farm. Tell where Washington expired. Our invocation tonight is going to be led by Councilperson Ann Richardson. If you would please stand, remain standing for the pledge of allegiance.
Thank you, God, for allowing us to come in this chamber tonight, God, and do your business, God. God, we thank you for the citizens of Chattahoochee. We thank you for their support, God. We thank you for everything you allowed to come through this city lately, God. We thank you for the new businesses, especially the grocery store, Lord God. We just thank you, God, for all the businesses, all the organizations that help out and keep Chattahoochee running. We thank you. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we got a little change from our normal thing tonight. We have just going to change our council over. At this time, we're going to ask the clerk administer the volunteer votes of my council members Kimberly and council members Moultrie, who were the ones that were administered votes up in the last election. So we have to do that. So Chris, we need to go down and just go ahead.
All right, if you please raise your right hands. By the fact that both of you were up for election this year and neither one of you were opposed, you're duly re-elected to your position. So we're going to administer the new oath of office, if you will. I'm going to say I and then state your name. I do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution
Protect and defend the Constitution
and the government of the United States
and the government of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
all local ordinances,
all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
perform the duties of a council member
perform the duties of a council member
of the city of Chattahoochee
of the city of Chattahoochee
according to the law
according to the law
and the best of my ability. So
and
help
the
me
best of
God.
my ability.
Pleasure to serve with you, sir.
Thank you.
Now, we have to, because our term has ended, my term as mayor has ended as of tonight, we have to elect a new mayor and mayor pro tem. So at this time, I'm going to turn the gavel over to the city clerk, and she will run the mayor nomination.
All right. At this time, sir, do we call for a motion to install Ms. Richardson?
I think we call for nominations is what we have to do. Would you think that would be fine? Yes.
Do I hear any nominations for mayor?
Make a motion for Council Lady Richardson.
Second.
I'm sorry, you seconded? Ms. Williams, thank you. Can I get a vote, please? Ms. Richardson?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Moultrie?
Yes.
Mr. Kimry?
Absolutely.
And Ms. Glass? Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Welcome, new mayor.
Okay. And at this time,
time, we'll seek nominations for Mayor Pro Tem.
I offer a motion that Ms. Glass be Mayor Pro Tem for Chattahoochee.
Second.
Ms. Glass, your comment?
I'll be Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Ms. Glass. Okay, we'll call roll on that. Mayor Kimmery?
He's not in here.
He's not mayor no more.
Oh, pardon me.
But Kenny,
Richardson?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmery?
yes, ma'am.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Moultrie?
Yes.
And Ms. Glass?
Yes.
Welcome, Ms. Pro Tem here.
Okay, we'll have the appointment of the P and Z board, fire board, and school committee. Ms. Glass, would you like to keep the school board?
I like to be on the fire board if that's possible.
Okay. No problem. Let the record reflect that Ms. Glass is gonna be over the fire board. Mr. Moultrie, would you like to do the school board?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moultrie. Let the record reflect that Mr. Moultrie is gonna be the school sitting. Ms. Williams, would you like to do the planning and zoning?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Let the record reflect that Ms. Williams will do planning and zoning board. We only have 3. We'll move on to the amendment and approval of agenda.
Madam Mayor, we have no amendments tonight.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, July 6th, 2021.
Can I get a second?
Second.
The agenda has been properly motioned and second. Can we get a vote?
Mayor Richardson?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Moultrie?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmery?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Glass?
Yes.
Awards, presentations, and appearances. We have Mr. Leroy McMillan from the Gadsden County School Board, District 3.
Madam Mayor, I spoke, he has a conflict, they had a meeting starting at 6. He will
Okay.
probably make our meeting before we end it. But, Ms. Cameron Floyd, the new principal, is here. If she could speak
Yes.
during this period.
That we-
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Ms. Floyd?
Is there a time limit?
No.
Okay, I won't go on too long. First of all, thank you all for giving the audience tonight. I'm so excited to be a part of the Chattahoochee community and the Baby Jacket family.
All right.
So I prepared a short request for you all tonight. In my short time as a member of the Chattahoochee the Chattahoochee community and leader of Chattahoochee Elementary School, there's been an outpouring of love and support. It's really unreal. I'm from a small town like Chattahoochee. I'm from Savannah, and the people here really made it feel like home. People have come by and asked me if I want them to mow the grass and if I want them to paint the school. And somebody even came in today and offered to help clean out my office, which I gladly accepted. There are people who are planning already to read to the students at Chattahoochee, and I just want to thank you all first, City Council members and citizens, for cultivating a community like that, because not all of the new principals in Gadsden County walked into such a welcoming environment like I did. And that's made it very, very easy to get the change started that's necessary at that school, so thank you. You have also obviously cultivated a community that values education, because I don't think that the citizens would have bought in so much if I just been, plain old Cameron. They would have been nice, but because I'm the principal of the school, they value that position so much more. So I'm here tonight to request your partnership and support. Our school needs your hands, your heads, and your hearts. I've seen the excellent work that you've done around the town. I love coming up and going to WBs. You guys have stimulated the economy so much. I love going to Lake Seminole and looking out over the park area, and you've made it really enjoyable. So I'm asking that you extend that to the school. Our citizens are concerned about and they're interested in the lives of our children. A digital marquee would ensure that the events and accolades at CES, because we're going to get some accolades, are well published, and it would also aid in joining the school and the community. It would increase and enhance communication. Our children deserve grounds that are well maintained, and more importantly, grounds that are safe. And if you were to partner with us to assist us in maintaining just that area between Highway 90 and the school, that would improve the aesthetic, and it would make it a lot more manageable for the students to navigate. And because Chattahoochee Elementary School is the lone educational institution that represents the city and represents this council, I think it would be a very worthwhile investment. So Mr. Moultrie, Ms. Williams, Ms. Richardson, Mr. Kimry, and Ms. Glass, I thank you kindly for your time, your consideration, and your partnership. Thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you all.
Chattahoochee Main Street Artist Design Committee.
Good evening, council, mayor, Mr. Presnell, and council attorney, and the audience. We want to talk to you about the Main Street Artist Design project that's coming up, and I'd like to introduce you to Miss Debbie Quillen, and this, what this is going to be about. Remember when the R2P2 folks came and we had the community input, and one of the things was murals along the alleyways, our east and west alleyways, to kind of start. It was a great overall plan, but looking for some points or some things that we could start with that don't require a lot, but something that's getting done. So Miss Debbie Quillen is going to come and give a little background about herself and tell you what the plans are for the alleyway and introduce that information to you. But before she comes up here, I would like to say, are we going to have any kind of little reception or something for our new principal? That would be wonderful. Yes. Oh, okay, Mr. McMillan, I see you there. Okay, just wanted to throw that out there while I had a moment to do it. So, Ms. Debbie, come on up and introduce yourself. And
Hi, I'm Deborah Jackson Quillen. My husband and I moved here about 4 years ago over on Decatur Street. And for about the last 35 years maybe, I've been really head over heels involved with the arts. And I have this dream of working with these children. I want to talk to you before you get away. If we can establish some sort of arts center where we could actually teach classes and such as that. There's no art in the school here, and that breaks my heart. But I did, in choosing where to retire to and move to, I was so impressed that Chattahoochee had a Boys and Girls Club. I said that is just incredible for a small town like that to care enough, you know, to try to reach these kids. And let me pass around. There's 2 mural sites. One is on the back of the Reynolds building, that big white block wall that you see when you go to pay the utility bill. That's the first mural that we started talking with, and we were planning on all different kinds of ideas how to do it. And I said, you know, why don't we just put it on the wall? You know, hanging canvases, or you gotta have wood. And I think the cheapest, best way to do that would just be to, you know, paint it straight on the wall. And I brought along a sketch pad, and I brought along a lot of sketches. Pam's son, Daniel, is, what we did at the meetings was everybody brought ideas. You know, what would represent Chattahoochee well in the back of this building. Of course, the river was, you know, so obvious. So the scene will be, I'll pass this around, and this is a doodle that I just doodled out, trying to help somebody see it, you know, in their head. But this is kind of what it'll look like here. and I hope you can make out what's in the little sketchy boxes there. But it'll basically be a river scene, you know, going down the river and some cypress knees and maybe branches hanging over, a couple guys out in the boat fishing. And then in those little boxes there, Daniel plans to come into that area, say where Torreya State Park is, the big two-story house up on the bluff of the river. Maybe up in that corner there'll be a little box with a detail, closer detail of that. Down where the old bridge, Victory Bridge is, there'll be a little box with a real delicate detail of the work on the side of the bridge. And in theory, instead of these just all being in little random boxes, I thought, how cool would it be if there were puzzle pieces that fit together? We start out with the puzzle and then we break the pieces and put them where they go in the mural, and maybe play on some idea of come to Chattahoochee and create your own puzzle vacation. You know, something that we can try to sell. But did that make it? Where did that one? Okay. Can you tell anything? It's kind of light. I was just really sketching quick. Yeah, it's just a concept. And I've got drawings here, that individual drawings that he's done. If you want to flip through this to kind of get some ideas of what'll go on there. Or I could leave this stuff and like come back and get it if you want to look at it another time. Okay, once he gets through there, let me run the one through that we're going to put on Blake Green's fence. And y'all, that fence gets bigger every time I see it. That's my project. And I swear it's growing longer. But, yeah. Okay. And then I want to show you this other one real quick that's going to be behind the subway. And we're just waiting on weather and Boys and Girls Club to get back in, because I want them to be heavily involved with this mural, and I'm going to call it Boys and Girls Club mural, because that's where my interests are headed. But it'll be similar to this: hydrangeas, butterfly bushes. This would be kind of a photo wall that would be on the fence facing City Hall, and people could come up from the big butterfly and have their picture made. And I got a little banner, yeah, and I got a little banner over the top that says, you know, Chattahoochee, Florida. And for 17 years, I did Callaway Gardens summer art program for Summer Family Adventure. So I've spent many, many, many hours trying to figure out things we could do or how we could do it that would, you know, make the most impact and keep that fresh in somebody's mind. So that's where we're kind of headed with this one. And the kids can do little, we figured out ways they can make flowers, you know, with just these fingers. And so I hope that's going to be really good. And we've got, you know, I was devastated when I found out they weren't going to be open this summer, because I was afraid they were going to close it. Somebody said they're in really dire straits, the Boys and Girls Club. And so we can't let that happen. But he said they were just closed for the summer. I think COVID virus has made everybody find somewhere else to put the kids. You know, and they don't maybe need it in the summer, but they're starting back up, I guess, when school does, and we're going to get started on that project. But I sit in our meeting talking about these wonderful murals we want to paint, and I look around and there's 3 other people, and I'm thinking, this isn't enough people to do this, you know. So I started thinking we need to maybe found an artist guild. So if you guys know anybody that's interested in drawing, painting, that's interested in learning to draw and paint, or just likes to hang around with artists, we get, you know, a group started, and then we've got a base of people to work from. You know, Sally paints nice skies, and Tom likes to paint water, and somebody does good flowers, and that will help us enormously as we go up and down these 2 alleys. But we're right back to, we just have to have a place to do it. And I want to build a strong program with the Boys and Girls Club and try to reach out to our kids. And because they're going to get attention, you know, whether it's good attention or bad attention, they're going to get attention. And if you can put a pencil or a paintbrush in their hand before somebody else puts a gun or a syringe, you can turn a kid's life around. And there's so many here that I just think really kind of feel like God probably sent me here for this. But I've done it so long. In 2007, I went to Callaway at 99, did that for 17 years, and kids and adults planned all their art programs for the summer. Then, in 2007, a partner and I opened an art gallery in Pine Mountain. Does anybody go up to Callaway and Pine Mountain? We have a place called Artworks, and it had a mural on the end. We got a Georgia Council for the Arts grant, grassroots grant, to paint that mural. And it was the 3 trains that had passed through Pine Mountain over the years. With Pine Mountain used to be called Chipley, and Mr. Chipley got the train tracks from Chipley, Florida to Chipley, Georgia. But then they changed the name because nobody wanted to go on vacation to a Chipley. Pine Mountain sounded so much more inviting. But we opened a mural art center there, and for 7 years we had a huge gallery space where we sold work and exhibited local artists' work. And then we had it was a small grocery store. The other half was classrooms. Did that for 7 years. I worked at LaGrange College in the art department for 3 or 4 years. Went back to school at 40 to finish a degree. But I started out here in 1959 and 1960. And I'm real proud of that little picture Mama saved with me at the top of the middle picture. Future Citizens of Chattahoochee, first in a series. And I've still got that. And I just sort of feel like we lived here for 2 years, and then we left. My dad died, and we wound up back in Bainbridge. I grew up there. But I know where some of these kids' struggle comes from, because I was also an only child until I was 14. And it's lonely, you know, and if you can get a pencil and a piece of paper, which all kids have access to, don't have to go buy a bunch of stuff, and teach them how to go within themselves to that place that you can remove yourself from things that might be going on around you that you don't want to get caught up in. It's a therapy, it's a solstice, you know, I mean, it's very healing. And that's what I'd like to do here. With the kids, not every child can pay to take art classes, but I never want a child or an adult to want to learn and not have the opportunity. We can develop an intern program where the ones that, you know, can't financially pay maybe can help us work, help us learn. I probably could teach 25 different mediums myself, and I don't want to die with that up here, you know, I don't want to spread it out and pass it on to somebody else. But these kids could come and learn, and honestly, they probably learn more doing the intern program because they get to work in every area that we were working in than paying for just a drawing class or just a painting class. So it would be very beneficial to them. And my theory is that these elementary school kids come, and the older kids, you know, even 5th graders are big enough to learn and can help you show another child. And I think we all know how kids listen better to other kids than they do to adults. But these younger children would learn and grow up into these older kids, and then they would, in this intern cycle, would just keep going. And think of the art teachers maybe that we could launch out of this little town. You got Dean Mitchell over in Quincy. Poor little guy grew up over there, grandma. Nationally renowned in all the art magazines. And I think a man like that, if you went to him and said, we're trying to do this, would understand what you were talking about and say, I'll help, you know, a scholarship or anything. But I'd also like to see art competitions held here. We could have an art competition, you know, for RV artists. How many of those probably live out of an RV? And you have to be an RV artist to, you know, enter the competition. We could have the Angus Golson plein air paint out over on the trails there. There's just so much opportunity here, and this place is wonderful. And I constantly preach that artists are good people as a general rule. We don't tear stuff up, we don't mess it up, we don't leave it yucky. We love nature, and so we help take care of it. And I think that's a great kind of person to draw in. But if anybody's interested in that, I'll be glad to come back and talk on that some more. And did we, don't pass this around the second time. I get so caught up in this. It's a calling from God, I'm telling you. And I always pray before I open my mouth that let me move it and he'll talk.
Would you leave me those other ones for maybe a week?
Yeah, well, I can leave you all of it. We'll look at the mural there too. There was one other page back here that just kind of shows, I think, a little bit more of the detail because of the fence. That's way more what it's going to look like than that little cartoony thing that sent around a while ago. We'll have little lizards and rosebush hanging over and all kinds of, and I think it's really going to be cool. Pam was the one that spotted that location. She was sitting in steamboats looking out the window and said, "Oh man, that fence over there." So, and I've even got a plan for Jay if he wants to buy into it. Put a cool little, his strip of fence that goes back to the auto place. Hang it like there's a truck inside, an old antique truck coming out. Wouldn't that be so cool? But he's going to have to pay. We have no money. We have no money, so we're working on ideas to help with that too.
Thank you so much, Mr. McMillan has made it in, so we'll give the floor to Mr. McMillan.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm happy, I'm pleased, and I'm very thankful that you all allowed me to come up and speak this evening concerning a partnership with the city of Chattahoochee and Chattahoochee Elementary School. I'm a school board member because after retirement, I came back to this community and wanted to be a part of this community. I was born and raised in Gadsden County, educated in Gadsden County, and I want to try and make a difference. So here I am standing before you this evening. You know, when Paul spoke with the different people when he was writing the epistles, he said, "I beseech you, brethren." And that's a good way of saying I'm begging you. And so I'm beseeching you all this evening that you all partner with us. And I'm sure that our new principal has talked with you about everything I want to talk with you about cleaning up the property between Highway 9 and the school. And I would go as far as to say if you all would dedicate a person to help us. And the Gadsden County School Board doesn't have the money that everybody thinks we've got. We're losing money all the time with kids leaving our schools, going to Sneed, and going down to Liberty County. And so we've got a principal in place that's got a record of making things happen for the good. And I need the help of the city of Chattahoochee in helping me help her. When there's a need up there, if it's a painter, and you can do it, and I can't get somebody from the school board or the county maintenance department to do it, Chattahoochee partner with me and help me out. I need your help. And if we continue on the road that we're going down, the school board stays here, the city of Chattahoochee stays here, and the county stays there, we're going to continue down the wrong road. We've got to learn to come together and work as a community together. And so if I could get you all to help me, I would really, really appreciate it. And I'm not asking you to do something that I'm not willing to do. I get on my lawnmower, I get out there and mow the grass at that school from time to time when it gets out of control. And so I'm asking you all to help me with that. I would really, really appreciate it. And I think that you'll see a difference here. This new principal that we've got, she told me the other day, and I'm just so excited about it. She says, we're going to turn this school around and we're going to have an A school here in 2 years. We want to make a difference, but we can't do it by ourselves. We need your help. So if you all will help me, I promise you, you won't regret it. Now we're going to have what are we calling it?
We're calling it a community open house.
A community open house on Friday evening.
This Friday?
This Friday. From 6 until 8. And I would love to see the leadership of this community at this meeting. If you all will, please come and help us make a difference. And we're gonna have a little food. I think, what are we having?
We're gonna have fried chicken, smoked chicken, pasta salad, and good rolls.
So it'll be there.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. So please come out and join us. And the last thing is, we've got a lot of kids here that are from single parents. And they need love just like we all do. And I'm speaking from experience. I grew up without a daddy. And it hurts to not have him. Or it did hurt. But I made a promise that I was going to break that chain of not letting my children grow up and not know who the daddy was that didn't live with them. These kids need somebody to love them. When I go out to that school, I got little children running up to me and grabbing me and hugging me. They're looking for somebody to show them the love. And if we could show them that we love them, they're more apt. Statistics show. When there's love for the children, they'll do better in school. So in your spare time, come out and volunteer. We'd love to have you as volunteers, but you'll have to go through all of the procedures to get a background check and everything. But that's not hard. We'll help you with it. Just come out and help us. Just give of yourselves, and I promise you won't regret it. And we're going to make Chattahoochee Elementary School a model school for this district. And we're going to make this district a model school for the state.
That's right.
We just need your help in doing so. So please help us out, if you will. I look forward to seeing all of you on Friday evening. And invite everybody to come. We want to see you. We want our school to do better. All right? Thank you all.
Can I just add that surveys and studies have proven that children involved in the arts make better in math and other subjects as well. It's that rationale and reasoning and whatever.
Mr. Miller, do we need some kind of permission agreement if we're going to have the city crews on the school board?
I think it'd be a good idea to just work the manager so he can report back to you and suggest action at the next meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Okay, consent.
Madam Mayor, if I may?
Yes.
I noticed that, if you read that up when you came in, but the school superintendent is also with us here tonight.
Mr. Keezy, anything you'd like to say?
I think the preacher said it all. I'm just glad to help, just to bring back the work that had been started some time ago in Chattahoochee, back here to revive this school, as well as this city. So it's good to be here.
Yeah.
Well, I think I can speak on behalf of the council that rest assured we may have to look at the interlocal agreement or whatever instrument it takes to get it there. But I think I speak for all of them that we are partnering with you, and we have. I know since I've been here a couple of years, we've tried to do things, and there's some more things we could do. I feel like this council fully supports
Yes.
what you are talking about.
Yes.
Just stay in touch.
Let me say, with the superintendent and the school board members and the principal, everything that y'all have been doing for Gaston County is great. Mr. Keys, I thank you for making hard decisions. Sometimes when you make hard decisions and it steps on people sometimes, but you make the decision for the people and for the kids, that makes a difference.
That's right.
Thank you so much for doing that. Mr. Leroy McMillan, thank you for always pushing for Chattahoochee College. I thankful for the school board for continuing to stick with Chattahoochee while our numbers are low. Cause based off our numbers, we should be close. But they have stuck in there with us. So we appreciate y'all, and we most definitely gonna do all we can to help out. And also, I know that the mention of marquee, we've been talking about that marquee for a while. I think the businesses need to try to help out as well. You know, I'm willing to try to put up $250 myself to start towards that. So let's try to find out what that marquee is and ask some of the businesses to try to help out to try to get that done.
Do y'all have a specific, have y'all priced this? Do you have a specific proposal on a marquee?
Yes, we have priced, I'm sorry, yes, we've priced several of them. I'll be happy to provide you all with a list of quotes so that we can, mobilize, with the businesses and with the council.
Please do.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ms. Hall.
Thank you.
I need a motion to approve the minutes for 06/01/21, regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the June 1st, 21 regular meeting.
Second.
Mayor Richardson, your vote? You vote yes?
Yes, I'm sorry, Kenny.
Okay. Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Moultrie?
Yes.
Mr. Kimry?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Grimes?
Yes.
Any items pulled for discussion?
No, ma'am.
Any citizens requesting to be heard on non-agenda items?
I don't have any forms at this time.
Alright. So we're down to business, Waste Pro contract amendment and extension.
Yes, ma'am, Madam Mayor. This is just the formal agreement. You know, we worked on this for a while and it actually came before you. You approved the concept. We're extending the contract. We do have an amendment that changed the terms of our contract that had a reduction in rates and also a vehicle for me to enforce complaints to the extent of penalizing them monetarily. They all were good with that, so we proceeded. So tonight is really just a formal adoption of the amended 5-year contract extension between the City of Chattahoochee and Waste Pro.
Can we get a motion?
I'd like to offer that the city of Chattahoochee enter into the agreement that we have amended with the Waste Pro for the time period of 5 years.
Yes, sir, 5-year contract. And the reduction in the residential bills is retroactive back to October 1. You know, it never increases, never ends, so we got a little extra benefit there.
Second. Properly motion in second. All right. Citizens wishing to be heard on this matter. On this side, and on this side. Madam Clerk, can you call for the vote?
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Mayor Richardson?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Moultrie?
Yes.
Mr. Kimry?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Grimes?
Yes.
Main Street, Chattahoochee, permission to sell beer during September and October 2021 at the Final Friday function.
Yes, ma'am, y'all have seen this item before, and you know, due to COVID, the Main Street Final Fridays have been canceled. They are making plans to come back. Pam can address that. I think September and October are planned, and basically we're just looking to get that approval for them to have the beer sales.
Same as before.
Everything is the same as before, and probably, how many months would you think so we'll have to come back? Or are you just gonna do those two?
September and October this year, and then we'll
Okay.
come back
So it would be for the final Fridays of September and October.
for this year.
Yeah, for this year, if y'all so desire.
Can I get a motion?
I'd like to move for the city of Chattahoochee to allow the Main Street group to sell beer on their September and October 2021 Final Friday function.
Has been properly motioned and second. Anybody on this side have anything they'd like to say? Okay. Anybody on this side? No one in the audience? As a regular reflect, if nobody had anything to say, Mr. Kenny.
Pam,
Yes.
would you, for the people that have not known what the regular restrictions are that we have been following at the final Friday for the beer sales, would you enlighten them on what that is, please, ma'am?
Yes, sir. I'd be happy to address that. We will, as Mr. Presnell said, it will be as before. We will have someone in security, off-duty police person who would be there on the grounds in the area. We have our, the beer sales are set up in one area. We have to, reasonably come is, we also have to get those permits. It's a one-day permit, so that's important to get the approval in time so that we can get those permits in place. And we have barricades set up, no alcohol in, no alcohol out. And we have people who are around, and we have training about how to serve the product. So we've never had an incident. The only incident, the only thing I ever know of is a gentleman who actually was on a lawnmower who drove through the event. But we've never had an incident or never had anything happen at the final Fridays, and we've had quite a few of them. So, and people are really, really, really looking forward to this starting back again. So, any other questions?
I'll just say, part with me, I think Main Street, y'all are doing a great job. So I just want you to know the reflection is not based off, with my vote. It's not based off how y'all do.
Thank you. I respect that.
Madam Mayor, you ready for the vote?
Yes. Thank you.
Mayor Richardson,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Moultrie,
No,
Mr. Kimry,
Yes, ma'am.
and Ms. Glass.
Yes.
Public hearing.
No public hearings tonight, Madam Mayor.
Okay, if there's no public hearings, city manager report.
Here, I have a few things. Well, I have a letter here from DEO, and I think it's important to bring to your attention because this one pertains to a project that I know is near and dear to your heart, which is the Southside School grant that we applied for. So I didn't get copies made, but any of you who'd like to get a copy of this, what we did a pre-application to DEO of our submission to let them go down and do a checklist, which they did, and gave comments in each category. We're lacking in no categories. It meets all of the criteria. They like the project. We did not have to do the historical. There's some extra requirements if you're in the historical district, and we don't have to do, which pertain basically to like the windows and doors. You have to go back with very expensive handmade windows and doors. But anyway, we addressed all that. Our plan for the asbestos is all good, but it's a very detailed letter from DEO, so the project is progressing. If anybody would like to get a copy of this for your own thing, we'll make it available to you. Yeah, so far, so you never know, but so far, so good. That's a great project, and the state, I think they like it.
yeah, it do look like we can get asbestos out of it.
Yes, so that won't be a problem. It won't be a problem. That's their job. But actually, we've looked at that. I mean, there'll be some final design thing once the grant's approved, because obviously, we're gonna have to do bid packages and all that, and so that would be very technical then, but they've looked at it. We've had an architect look at it. It's not gonna be that bad. I mean, it's gonna cost a little money, but, it's all doable. It's all doable.
Thank you.
Again, I wanna thank the school board.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all are here. Thank you for your help on that. That would be a great thing for the entire community. And I don't know where they find the stuff, but this week, 80 years ago, Rhonda brought me just right before the meeting. The city of Chattahoochee was named the city of Chattahoochee from the town of River Junction, town or city. So 80 years ago this week.
Oh, wow. How about that?
And Madam Mayor, I'm so so glad to hear you, give a shout out to Ed's Meats over there. It is up and running. He seems to be doing very well. He's still adding stuff in. I know most of y'all have met him and talked with him, and you know, he will add anything in there that the community wants. He don't want to put a bunch of stuff in there that nobody wants. So feel free when you're over there. He's there all the time. The guy works all the time. But you know, say, hey Danny, I'd like to see this. You'll see it in there in a week. That's just the way he does it. But we're so glad to have him there. We really need to support it as a community. 4th of July celebration down at River Landing Park, I thought went off great. Saw some of y'all there, and I think the folks really had a good time. The crowd was to be, and I mean, it may be the biggest ever.
Yeah.
They were everywhere, and
Right past ACI on the bridge.
yeah, I mean, they were up on the bridges and all that, watching. I heard somebody say that you hadn't seen that in years. But they filled in down at the park. Of course, they were all up towards the dam. They were in boats. There was more boats than there's ever been. I know, because I was familiar with that. I used to do the boat thing. So I think everybody had a great time. There was no one got hurt. There was no accidents or anything like that. And the vendors, I think, did very well. So I hope folks enjoyed it. Thank y'all for doing that. Ethics training. There will be an attorney giving ethics training in Sneed's Town Hall on July the 17th. If someone's interested in catching it here local, 8 a.m. Central Time. But just let me or Rhonda know if you're interested in doing that. We will make sure all the arrangements are made. And I've actually I forwarded her. I don't know if she about the. I mean, you know, they're still online. I know I've sent you 2 here recently, so it is available other ways. But I know some of you like doing it in person here. It's if you want to do it, please let us know because July 17th is here. But we've got to, you know, all need to do it before December 30th. And I promised Miss Giles next door at Dry Cleaners, she's interested in buying that bill. Now I understand she approached y'all one time before, way before my time,
Yeah,
according to her. But anyway, I said, well, you know, I'll mention to the council, but there's a number of things they would have to do if you're even interested. You know, the location of it is kind of between City Hall and the police department. I mean, it's you know, it's kind of an important piece of property to the city just because of its location. But anyway, I told her I would ask. You would, if you were even interested. You know, there are a number of I guess statutes or whatever. But I mean, we would have to. You can't just sell it outright to her. We'd have to competitively do this somehow because of the value of it. I'm sure, but if you're even interested, we can investigate all that. So I will take your direction.
Well, just, why is she wanting to buy the building? Is she having problems with it? She feels like she needs to take over?
The only thing I could get from her is she wants to fix it up.
She wants to fix it up.
But then she may not. There's a number of things going on over there. It might be a different business in the near future. You know, we helped her try to, the county did too, you know, she was doing equipment upgrades a while back for the dry cleaning equipment and so forth. But no, the only answer she gave me is she doesn't want to invest in anything in there if she doesn't own it. And I asked her specifically, is there some upgrades or something broke? Because, you know, we do repairs, ceiling fan, light bulbs, things like that, water leak, toilet leak or something. But if there was something significant they needed to do and something big, you know, obviously that'd be a decision you'd have to make then. If you're going to sink a bunch of money in there at the rent you're getting, that would be a problem. So, if you even want to entertain it, we could get more details about how it would have to work or numbers. And if you're not interested in selling the bill, that would be our answer. The staff needs some direction.
I don't think it would be wise to strip the city property myself. I'm at this time, I'm not sure.
I don't think so either. I think as long as we own all this right here,
Yeah, it's strategically located that makes a sale, unless you just had to sell it, pretty hard to do.
And you don't know what kind of business would be put there, I mean, you kind of can contain what you have right now.
I don't want these guys to think we're not trying to
Not at all.
accompany, we're not accommodating, but
If y'all not interested in selling, I may be back here talking to you about making some improvements to it and adjusting the rent. That would totally be up to her. I just would have to go back to her.
First, what we need to find out when we start talking about selling property, getting with the lawyer and y'all can get together with her, you know, what would be a route to even do that? And I'm not saying start with this bill, but we need to know what details or what would happen if we got to sell a piece of property. Can we sell a property direct to one person? So if we can't do that, you can't go and tell her that because we can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And then if you get into a bidding process, there's a possibility that she may not win.
That's
So
right.
we have to, first of all, let her know that and make sure that we got our rules set for how we're going about it if we're gonna sell anything in the first place.
Yeah, because it's not guaranteed it would be.
No,
I
not at
would
all.
suggest that we table all of that until you
Right.
have all of the details that you actually need before you can sit down and.
Well, if you're not interested, I've heard too, you know, I mean, if you don't think it's in the city's best interest, then that'll just save a lot of.
I would say discuss with her what,
Yeah.
if there's something needs to be fixed in the building, or see what's going on with the building for me. Fix whatever needs to be fixed in there, but hold on to our property at this time.
And so for the future, find out what rules we need to go through for
There you
selling.
go, right there.
You would have to competitively, we could not just sell it.
Well, make sure like when you tell her that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd also have to be determined that it was not needed for any municipal purpose. And if it's right here in the middle of your complex, I think that would be a stretch
That's what I'm
for
talking
you.
about, right?
If it were independently located, you know, you could certainly say, well, we're not going to use that for municipal purpose. And when there is an asset that you're not going to use for municipal purpose, there's a presumption that in fact you will dispose of it. And put it back on tax rolls, for example. Although the tax rolls issue for Chattahoochee is another issue, since your ad valorem rates are very low. But that's the principle to apply.
All right, Mayor and I had a meeting today with the county administrator for this conversation we've been having ongoing about the fire truck funding. And I had spoken with him before to get the letter, but our commissioner had requested that we schedule face-to-face. The mayor went with me, and it's a flat no, not happening. So I asked, could we be scheduled to be on the agenda for the county commission meeting? And the second meeting, because the first meeting, they're not meeting in July again, but their first meeting of each month conflicts with yours, so that wouldn't work. So it would have to be the second meeting, which is the third Tuesday in August, and I'm going to make a request if, and I know what you're going to say, but if you so desire to be on the agenda and just go and show them what we got and what the agreement was, and maybe the board of county commissioners will, well, he works for the board. It was the previous county administrator assured us, the previous county commissioner, the budget director. I mean, it was included in theirs, and it was put in yours, but now it's, but what he did tell me today was the first time I heard this, was, because, you know, I said, Mr. Manager, there's a fire tax. We ran some preliminary numbers here. We paid well over $3 million in that penny fire tax. We haven't received anything other than a brush truck chassis over 15 years. And I know when I worked with the county, I signed the paperwork, I bought 5 fire trucks that were given to fire departments. And he said the difference was that they wanted to retain ownership. So maybe that's the hang up. So I will, after get direction tonight, but I'm assuming someone wants to go as representative to the county commission meeting. I know a couple that do. And, we're gonna plead our case to them, and I'll make a sheet with all the facts, but one of the other things, if it's a problem, I mean, unless you do something before that time, let them own the truck. If that's the hang-up, of the title to the vehicle,
That's all of it.
right, just pay what the truck costs, because what he was in fact saying, if we'd requested a fire truck like the other department, I mean, they bought 2 this year, for other department.
Well, how can they back out of it when it was signed and done and we was told?
What did he say?
He said there was no agreement signed.
Right, yeah, he said it was, check with the clerk's office or something.
Check with clerk, there wasn't.
Yeah, the check with the clerk, there was no agreement, but, you know, you heard the presentation.
Yeah,
I mean, y'all know.
sure did.
But anyway, that's where we're at. I mean, we might get the funding, we might not get the funding, but it'll all come out in the wash. I think the Board of County Commissioners are very reasonable. They know, there's a couple of them on there have served a number of years. They've been through this fire truck thing over, the city of Chattahoochee residents pay that fire truck. Every time we make a transaction, it's a penny.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get a better number, but we know it's well over, it's about $3.5 million it's easy.
Can I ask you a question? The other fire trucks that they purchased, are they the owners of those fire trucks? They got the paperwork and everything of that? Well, our commissioner's here, maybe he could answer that question.
One went to Havana and one went to Quincy.
Well, thank you, Madam Commissioner, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. To my knowledge, and this has been a very complex, as the city manager has stated, this is obviously, I just arrived in November, and it's a lot of moving parts, you know, to this issue. And I did suggest to the county, to the city manager, to speak directly to our county administrator, because I asked him specifically to give me details, and he just arrived in December. And so he obviously informed me that we did not have anything in writing. And I informed the county manager that this has been ongoing, and we have to resolve this. So I did suggest to Mr. Presnell that he meet with him. He had an opportunity, I think, finally today, because he was working on it for a period of time. And I didn't have the opportunity to speak to Mr. Presnell about that discussion. But I will do everything I can to move this forward. And Madam Mayor, if it takes the city commissioners to come to the council and help us navigate this, because he informed me that there was nothing in writing and he could not produce that document to me. He couldn't show me anything. And that goes to your Councilwoman Glass. That goes to your question. But I did, and thank you, Mr. City Manager, for sending me a letter that I shared with him, and I think he received a copy also.
Yes, sir.
The county administrator. So this has been, it's just it's an issue that has a lot of moving parts, but obviously, Mr. Administrator, if Mr. Manager, you think that if there needs to be a presentation in front of the county commissioners, I support that.
Unless we resolve it before the second meeting in August, there'll be a presentation.
Okay, yes, sir. And,
and if we need to produce the former county, because, well, there's never been a written agreement on any fire truck purchase.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Numbers of fire truck, but if we need to produce the former manager or whatever, I just don't think we really need to go that far. It's getting way bigger than it really needs to be, but that's up to y'all.
Yes.
I've done all I can do.
And Councilwoman Williams, to my knowledge and based on my discussions with the county administrator, we own all the trucks. Based on the information that he shared with me.
And that might be the resolution to this. If that's the hang-up, I wish we could have talked about 6 months ago.
And Commissioner,
Yes, sir.
I know we've been going through this for a while since I've been on it. And one of the main things, that truck goes outside of the county all the time. So there's a lot of times it's going out there to I-10, there's a matter of life and death a lot of times.
Yeah.
So it's there most of the time before the ambulance get there, just about, I can almost say 100%. So we, the county needs that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You know, the county needs that truck going out there to IT.
Yes.
You know, cause people are always traveling. There's always wrecks right there. And the truck coming from anywhere else, it's gonna take too long to get there.
Yes.
So we need to get it worked out.
Yes.
Because it's not just a little simple, when it's coming down to money, it's a matter of life and death.
Yes,
All
sir.
right? Cause that truck from Chattahoochee is not going out there I-10. Y'all gonna try to figure out some kind of other way to get a truck out there.
Yes.
Because there's no other one that's gonna get there as fast as we can.
No, Councilman Moultrie, you're correct. No, you're absolutely correct.
It's life and death. Make sure that they understand that.
Yeah.
We ain't just talking about money. Who owns the truck and all this kind of stuff. We talking about life and death.
Yes.
All right? And it's always running. Always.
Yes.
And I'm sitting right there watching it go there. Because I'm right there on the overpass.
Well, you're absolutely correct, Councilman Moultrie. That truck is all over the county.
Yeah.
You know,
That's important.
Yeah, so we definitely want to rectify this. Obviously, and Councilwoman Glass, and I don't know, Mr. Manager, why we did, I guess, there was no written agreement? There was no written?
No, we paid $360,000 for the truck, and, you know, there was discussions up here many times about the financing. Do we finance it 10 years or this?
Yeah.
And, so well, the county collects $2.3 million a year in fire taxes from the citizens of this county. I said, I know they buy trucks every year. I bought 5. And, so I'll go talk to the manager. And I did, and, it took a little while, but within 2 months, we got you. At 150, we didn't ask for the whole amount.
Yes.
For the 360, we asked for 150,000, which we thought was more than fair. I mean, the county, and I did that too. And I said, well, that shouldn't be any problem. And we included it in our budget.
Yes.
It's now a budgetary problem because that 150,000, you know, we've got to cut expenses somewhere $150,000 due to the non-funding from the county. But either here or there, if someone had said see, we were going through this about this time last year when budgets were being put together.
Yes.
Now, I know it's for you time.
Yes, sir.
This time, but everybody was on board. I had discussions with all of them. But here's the thing: if someone would have said they needed to own a truck, that wouldn't be a problem with us.
Yes.
We like calls are in the unincorporated area of Jackson County.
Yes.
But we've done it for years. We're not griping about it. That's not the issue.
Yes.
And if you need to own the truck, you can park it right there. We'll wash it, gas it, fuel it, service it.
Yeah.
Like the other ones you own other places, but no one ever mentioned that was an issue. And I'm sorry, I apologize for that, but that's the first I heard was today.
Well, okay. Well, no, Mr. Manager, you know, sometimes it takes us to have these discussions, but this is what I would do, counsel. If the county administrator, if he broached that subject, I would go back to him tomorrow, because again, I like to have this resolved, and I would have that discussion with him to see the support. Would you like me to follow up that conversation with him?
Would you go with us?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
And our mayor?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think
Absolutely.
we'd be willing to do whatever we need to do.
Yes.
To resolve this and, like, you know, let's put the fires out and rescue the people.
No, absolutely. If you all decide that you want a certain person to attend,
Well, the mayor, I think, would be appropriate.
Okay.
Or designate.
Okay.
If she's
Absolutely.
not available, she could designate someone.
So just let me know, and I'll be there, and I go with you. And you know,
If you think it'll be beneficial, but the meeting today wasn't, the current mayor was with me today.
yes.
It was a very short meeting.
One of his bosses being there will help. You know,
Well, that's-
I will accompany you.
We'll
the next
absolutely
meeting.
make ourselves available.
Mr. Neesmith, you're
Yeah.
doing a good job, but you got a hard job. We're the stepchildren in
No,
Madison
no,
County,
ma'am,
Chattahoochee.
no,
They
no.
forget about us in
No,
Quincy. They like to throw us to the curb.
No, man, I live in Chattahoochee, Madam.
But I know,
Councilwoman
but you
Glass.
got a hard fight because they forget about us.
Yes, ma'am.
And we pay the same things they pay.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are doing a good job trying to fight with us.
Well, I'm gonna make sure that they don't forget about Chattahoochee.
And if you need somebody to go with you back up, I'll go. I don't care.
Well, Madam Mayor, you let me know what role you would like me to engage in, and I will be there. All right, thank you, and I'm glad that, and thank you. And we did not have a meeting tonight, so I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, because, you know, I was a regular here prior to, you know, ascending to the commission position, because our meetings are on the same night. So I am working hard to see if I can find a representative to stand in my stead during our meetings, because yes, the city manager stated, we have the month of July off only because we have all these conferences and certifications that we have to complete. But I thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words, and I do miss attending these meetings on a regular basis, and I wish there was some way that we could adjust our meetings. But if I can't make it, I'm going to work hard to have a representative here because Chattahoochee is near and dear to me. This is where I started. So thank you all so much. And thank you all for supporting our elementary school. Well, all of you all know that elementary school is near and dear to me. So anything that you all can do, we've already met with the chair if he's still here. And we've already talked about a partnership, and our superintendent is still here. And I reiterate that anything that we can do for the commission to keep our school open, because that's vital. That's extremely important. So I echo the words of our superintendent and our chair. Anything that we can do from Chattahoochee, that's to support us. We desperately need that school to stay open, and we need it to grow. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
One last thing. Had a request from a business here in town that the new package store, Sam's, and Steve, he owns the one that Steve's as well, and he is open part of the day on Sunday there. And he asked me about it, and I pulled our code, and I think I'm reading it, but may sell closes at 2 a.m. on Saturday night for those licensed. In addition to the hours of sale of alcoholic beverages provided in subsection A, businesses and or vendors authorized and or licensed to sell alcoholic beverages wine only for consumption off the premises between the hours of 7 a.m. and 12 a.m. on Sunday. To me, you can read that two ways. But if the and it would exclude bars, nightclubs, restaurants, anything. It's package only. It clearly says package,
The convenience stores still sell, right?
They beer and wine, right? So, he could do that if he's not already doing it. But I wanted to bring to the council if we had to do so. I mean, is there a problem? Y'all don't have a problem with the sale of alcohol on Sunday package? It's not on premises, but package.
I think outside of going and redoing the ordinance or adding an amendment to the ordinance, if he wants to sell package with beer and wine and follow the ordinance's restrictions, that's on him. And if he decides he wants to violate it, that's on him too.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. I don't know if y'all know him. He's a great guy, him and his wife, but he don't want to violate anything. He tried to be good up front. He asked, and I said, well, I can't make those decisions, Sam. I have to run up the flagpole, and obviously he doesn't want to battle or fight, or he's just asking. But if the council is not in the mood for something like that, I go back to the business people. I mean, I do this a lot, and just don't think it's the right thing right now, or whatever. But we are pro-business, and his other store is open on Sunday, and we try to assist our business people to get them in here, recruit them, and then our existing ones to help anyway. So I'm not advising either way. I just want to know what the council's feel for it.
Mr. President,
I'm not sure that he can't do it, but we'll get to that point.
to my recollection, not to cut you off, but to my recollection, the liquor store that was across the street from him, I thought they sold beverages on Sunday.
Probably Bosch's on it. Yeah,
They did.
Bosch's on it. He might not supposed to, but he did.
It was done.
But
That's his ordinance.
this was amended in 17
Oh,
for whatever reason, but may still. Well, right here's the part that confuses me, and Jerry can figure all this out. But if the council doesn't want package sales on Sunday, then I don't want to figure it out. But
If he's gonna aid a business and keep that business open and running in Chattahoochee, my suggestion is to let the attorney take a look at it and tell us what we can and can't legally do.
Oh, you can amend it to eliminate the regulation. So you can amend it to, community standard, whatever you'd like to do is established by you as council, and we do an ordinance amendment to accomplish that.
But that has to be read twice, and has to have.
That's right.
Yes.
We're looking at a.
Public hearing on the second reading.
But let me read this to you one more time. But I'm kind of getting a feel. This B was added later, obviously. Subsection A just said, businesses and their vendors authorized and are licensed to sell alcoholic beverages, including wines and or beer, may sell beer and or wine for consumption off the premises. So obviously, section B had to deal with a more of a package store because it specifically excludes restaurants and bars. So
You don't have a border on it, right?
no, it's just
I mean,
okay.
I'm just saying, that's off premises.
All right. Well, I will update y'all on it further later then. That's all I have.
Mr. Miller?
I don't have any new items tonight. Sounds like I'm gonna be down in a cup, so.
Mr. Karen?
I've got one thing that I'd like for us to move on tonight. We were approached in June by the Arsenal Committee about making a donation with the Smithsonian Institute of Waterways exhibit that's going to be coming in. It's going to come in and it's going to run for approximately a 6 weeks period. We told them that we would discuss the amount of our possible donation at our June workshop. And at that workshop, we only had 3 people there. Ms. Williams was sick and Mr. Booker was not in attendance. So we need to move on this so that we can let them do what they need to do. They need to know if they can count on us for a donation. And if they can count on us, we need to know what the amount's going to be so they can go ahead and move with what they need to do.
I've got a question, because I'm just thinking about it. Are they gonna allow people up from the community to go in? Because right now you still can't go through.
What I understood, they told us, and Robert, you correct me.
In the office.
It's gonna be open.
And okay.
It's an office, yeah.
Because I know if you go there now, you still gotta be an employee and you can't just go up there, so.
It's gonna be open, it's gonna be a 6-week program, and I don't know all of it, what to know on it, but it's different things, different types of events that was gonna be open for the public. You'll see, we're only one of 6 or 7 communities in the South that is having this program. So when you talk about something from the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, it's gonna be a big to-do, in my opinion. And there are gonna be people coming from all around. I can see people coming from all over St. Louis to do this. I may be wrong, I hope I'm not, but I don't think I am. But I think we need to show support for what's going on in that way. Now, they gave us a package, and it's got the donations, and I have looked at it, and the one that I think is more appropriate is what we call the event sponsorship.
It's a nice program.
Which is something that's going to have us, the way I read it, it's gonna have us, our name, show the city of Chattahoochee is representing themselves as an interested party in what's going on in the community for the whole event, for the whole 6-week period. That would be what I would suggest that we do. And if I need to make that round of motion, or if there's somebody else that wants to do something different, we can do something different. But
With me, I'm with that one.
the event sponsorship is $1,000.
Yes.
Because I know I wasn't here that week.
And as I said on last week, I have no problem with that. The only thing I said is when we donate, we need to be fair so that we can donate to other organizations that ask for our donations.
I don't mind doing it, but like it's the same way, but just make sure that we're fair on all. You know what I'm saying?
At the workshop, we talked about that a little bit,
Yes.
and we need to determine in our own parts, or if we need to have a tally sheet of what we're expecting for organizations to bring us if they want a donation for something we have. We need to discuss all that and make some guidelines.
Well, maybe what we can do is kind of sort of like what other places that I think they, kind of may do it, I'm not sure. But each member get to have something like that. If it's $1,000, you get to, you know what I'm saying? Say, I want to donate my $1,000 to this organization. And maybe we can look at it that way, I'm not sure.
What's in the budget
You know.
for, what's in the budget for
We're working
donation?
on the budget.
No, I'm talking about this year, that would be this year's budget.
Yeah, there was, I don't know what's left, but there was 3,000 in one of them, and then the other one, of course, we pay some dues out of that. Riverway South only had 5,000, but that's Opportunity Florida and different things. But no, you have the money if you want to do it.
Cognizant of, we agreed to, if necessary, sponsor some children
Right.
for the,
Yes, ma'am.
the school,
The school, we most definitely.
for their work program.
I talked with Lanielle this week about that.
Yeah.
Do that, have you heard anything else?
They have started their training, but on the county side, she said there was still some things they had to meet on and work out. I don't think that they got over 100 kids, I think is what it is.
They had funding for 100.
They had funded for 100, and then, we're anticipating a lot more, so we went to the cities, and that's when we obligated to do some, but they have, I think she told me they were in their second week of training.
We already had enough funding, we didn't have to spend that.
I don't know that, she said she would get back with me. She will contact us when final, I guess, county manager.
Oh, we got some Chattahoochee kids.
I just want to just make sure that we had monies to cover that if we had.
We do, and I did ask specifically about Chattahoochee.
You did ask about the
She's
Chattahoochee
supposed to
kids?
give me that number when she calls me back.
The kids first.
But yes, ma'am, the answer to that question, we're okay on that.
Okay. Mr. Miller, we need a motion on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'd like to offer a motion that the city of Chattahoochee donate $1,000 for the event sponsorship for the Smithsonian Institute for the Waterways that's coming to the Apalachicola Arsenal Museum, August the 26th through October 23rd.
I second the motion.
The motion has been properly, motion and second. Would anybody on this side have like to say anything? All right, on this side?
I was Madam Mayor. I was in Fort Myers last week at lead of the Association of City Clerks. And in the travel magazine of Fort Myers, they discussed this particular program. So it is going around the state for people to see, and I think it would make a great kind of field trip for the school. I could get benefits to school as well as the citizens here.
Thank you, Ms. Ron. Anybody on this side have anything to say? Okay, Ms. Ron, you can call for the vote.
Mayor Richardson,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Moultrie.
Yes.
Mr. Henry,
Yes, ma'am.
and Ms. Glass.
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Would you like to call it?
She's asking Shelly questions.
First of all, I'd like to say thank each and every one of you all for coming out tonight. Especially our elected officials for Gadsden County. We thank you all for taking out your time to come. The information that you shared with us is very important. To the principal of the new principal of the Chattahoochee Elementary School, our hats go off to you. I can only speak for myself. I'm willing to help you in any way that I can. And I'd like to say, welcome to the big city of Chattahoochee.
Thank you.
And I pray that you will be able to continue to carry your legacy on of turning things around. And I'm sure that the people here in Chattahoochee will open their arms and welcome you as well. I know some of them probably already have, but there's still some that you haven't met yet that will be willing to open their arms and help you in any way they can. And I thank you all of you elected officials, for all of the things that you have done. I would like to thank Mr. Presnell and all of those that worked so hard to cause the 4th of July to be a great success. I was actually surprised as to the many people we had. I think it was bigger this time than it was last year. I think we had a great attendance this year. I know we had more vendors. We had some new vendors that came on, which was great. The fireworks, I've heard people talking. The only negative thing I've heard was about the danger on the bridge. And then the next one, we might need to see if we can get some officers, like the highway patrol or whomever, the sheriff department, or whoever that will work with us to try to control that bridge, because that's kind of dangerous for them coming off the bridge. But I'd also like to thank Mr. Preston for the hard work that he did, not only working with them for the 4th of July, but for the city period. I'm so glad that Chattahoochee now has a meat market that they can go to. I've been in there and looked around and spent a little money, and everything was great. All of the new stores that's opened up, I've had the opportunity to visit in there, and I'm hearing some real good things. I just hope that the community will continue to support all of the new businesses that's here in Chattahoochee, because that's what it's going to take to keep the doors open here. I like to think Main Street especially, and all of the city workers, please tell them that I thank them so much for working along with me with Second Harvest. The weather had been bad before, but it was a big boom this last time. We're working hard to get them in here again this month. We are looking at the date of the 17th, but it's not written in stone as of yet. I've got to go to another meeting this week, and hopefully we will be able to set a date in stone for that. There are some people that has been going around delivering Second Harvest for me. I truly appreciate them. Ms. Rhonda, I thank you for the hard work that you're doing, and I thank each and every one of the councilmen for working along with me. Thank you, Ms. Glass, for showing up and showing out for Second Harvest. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mr. Miller, I'm still calling you. That's it.
Mr. Motion.
Mr. Miller ain't called you, but I ain't gonna call you.
Oh, God.
Lord have mercy.
Just the love in your heart is all I can hope for.
4th of July, and Council Lady Williams said that it was great, but we need to make sure on that bridge that, God, that was, that's pretty dangerous what we got.
That was unanticipated. We did not have that problem in 19.
It's good with the amount of people, but we need to make sure for that, because I see big major problem with that. All right. Southside, I know they had a little something going on down there. The lights, we need to try to make sure that those lights work down there at Southside Park.
Park lights or street lights?
No, the park lights, right around the basketball area. See if we can figure out about getting them fixed or whatever we need to do, so we can kind of control when we turn them on and off. Okay. Now, I ain't saying they got to be on all the time, but when you got something going on out there, it's pretty dark. So, we need to have some type of lights on it. And we might need to have a set time on it. If somebody out there doing something or got something playing, we need to have it where the lights can be on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm checking that. Yeah.
I also like to thank Commissioner for coming here. A lot of times it's hard to come before another board when you ain't in control. So thank you for coming in, listening to our hard questions. And we appreciate that. Of course, the school board, thank y'all for coming in, superintendent. Southside building, I really want that asbestos guy, all of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, all that asbestos guy. Not wrapping it up, not painting it up. It needs to be out. All right. So that's very important. Okay. July the 4th, we got so many people coming. That's a great opportunity for us to try to let other people know what's going on in Chattahoochee as far as our business. You know, our uptown businesses is full, but we need to make sure that they can sustain. I know during July the 4th, with the amount of people that we have here, we need to try to figure out something where maybe they can, you know, have something there that shows what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a great opportunity for people to, they're coming in on the 4th, but we want them to come back. So majority of the people are not from Chattahoochee when they're coming down here. So we want to try to let them know that we got other things going on here in Chattahoochee. Some kind of way to continue to push the businesses, because they're going to need that support. And not just the Chattahoochee support, they need that outside support. We got some great things going on here. I know the young lady that got her beauty salon. It's great inside. Look, you know, it look like something on a movie. You know what I'm saying? So we need to try to figure out a way to continue to get the people to come in. I know Main Street and is trying to work on that as well. The parking, we need to try to figure out, continue that, you know, because with all the amount of businesses that we're getting, we need to try to figure out and let people know where they can park. You know what I'm saying? You know, so if people riding through and they're not from Chattahoochee, if they don't have anywhere to park, you know, it's going to be hard. They're going to keep going. So we need to try to make sure that we work on that parking, continue to work on that. I'm thankful for being able to come back another 2 years. Every time I'm up for election, I think I'm going to have to run. That's been like that probably for almost 18 years. You know, I'm thankful for the community for allowing me to stay here as long as I have stayed without a challenge. After I ran the first time, I never had a challenge. So that's a blessing within itself. So I'm thankful for that, and I don't take it for granted. And I appreciate my time for giving me an opportunity here. And one thing that I can tell the business owners that just started, it may start off a little hard, but you have to stick in there. Don't give up. Because when I first started, it was slow, you know. But I'm all over the place now. I'm tired. Sometimes I need a break. So don't give up. And whatever the city of Chattahoochee, I know part with me. Whatever I can do, I know that we're going to try to help y'all out, to help y'all try to succeed. Because it's important that y'all stay here. You know, we don't want to see y'all gone. We want to look up 5 years and see y'all here with an anniversary. You know what I'm saying? So we want y'all to stay. Let's figure out what we can do for the 4th of July for pushing our business. You know what I'm saying? That's very important with the amount of people that come in here. You know, we don't want it to just be once and we have all the people here. We want them to keep coming back supporting the business of Uptown. You know, I know it's great to have all the vendors down there, but we want to make sure that we also support Uptown and try to figure out a way to get them people to come back. Thank y'all also, the council. I have enjoyed working with y'all, and y'all have put Chattahoochee first. It's been an honor, and that's for me now.
Ms. Gladys.
I just want to say I enjoyed the 4th of July. I saw people that I had not seen in years that came back home to visit their parents, and everybody enjoyed it. I never heard very little bad problems, nothing that was too outrageous, so that's a wonderful thing. The businesses in town, I do want to try to work with them to try to figure out how we can get it out more than just Facebook, because like some of the elderly people and some of the people that don't just get out and go around, they don't know about what's open and not open. So I want us all try to get together as a community and figure out some way so that we can display it in town, like you're saying. Like some places have a big billboard saying this building has this, this, and this, like at both the entrances of the town where people could see what we have. Like the meat market being on the street, side street. People that don't live here don't know it's on that street. And so we've got to be able to advertise our business, and if the community can think of some things that the city can help with and the business partners can do together, I think that's what we need to do, because I have a lot of people, I'll get private messages from people, where is this store? I see you always at this store, but where's this place? Where you get your nails done? Where's it at? And I just think we gotta have some way to advertise it so that they can see it when they come into town. Because it's not flashing lights, you know, like Divine Connections. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, but people may not know what I was in there, like the massage, the nail shop. Then you have Hoochie's, which is a boutique. They just see that and they just pass by. So I want them to be able to see like a billboard or something where you can see what everything is offered in this town. If they just stop for a minute at the sign and just read. So if anybody has any suggestions or thoughts of what we can do to advertise for people that are coming through or live here, we need to work on that, because I don't want any businesses to close. I am so excited, y'all don't know, I don't have to go out of town to do nothing. I can buy everything here, I can do everything here and it's a blessing. It's been a blessing, and Hoochie's coming back from the way it was when I was a little girl, and it makes me proud to tell people. And everyone I talk to says, I am so jealous of how Chattahoochee is coming back. I am so jealous. I wish our little town could do that. I wish the people in our town wanted it as bad as all of y'all wanted it. And our businesses, support them. Support our police officers. Support our city workers. They all are doing a hard job. It takes all of them to run this city. I'm blessed to be able to be up here with them to help run the city, but these are the people that are making the city. I'm just one person. All the businesses, all of our city employees, all of our policemen, our Florida State Hospital, that is what's making our city. Support them. Back them. Do anything you can do to help them. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. I'd like to take this time to thank my council for voting me as mayor. I thank you. Ms. Floyd, we totally support Chattahoochee Elementary. I went to Chattahoochee Elementary and Chattahoochee High School, which I wish we still had. I received a great education there and went on to further my education from there. We are here to support you. We definitely will support Chattahoochee, and we're glad to see a new smiling face who we feel will support us also. There are not times that we haven't tried to support Chattahoochee, but things didn't go always as planned. So we're happy to have a new smiling face where we'll feel welcome, and parents will feel welcome to come in with an open door policy to address issues that they find in at the school and have somebody they can talk to and don't feel like they will get. Amen. Yeah. Ms. Knight, thank you. I know you diligently work hard for Chattahoochee. So thank you so much for sitting on that board and thinking about us over here in Chattahoochee. Mr. Keys, thank you for being our superintendent. Thank you for keeping Chattahoochee open. We're gonna work hard to make Chattahoochee an A school again, because I know it can get there. Denise Smith, thank you. I know we put you on the spot.
Yes, that's my job.
Yeah, we thank you for thinking fast on your.
Yeah, I have to, yes, ma'am. And MLK for their support of the school in all those years.
Yes,
under our leader.
totally supports the school.
Yes, ma'am.
We're thankful for our school, and we want to keep our school open and flowing. Ms. Quillen, thank you for being concerned about our kids and wanting to teach them art, because it's very important. It's sad that they're taking art out of school, because when I was growing up and my kids, you know, they do the handprints and everything, they little art class, they really enjoy art. So thank you for thinking about the kids and putting the kids first.
We're gonna
Because
get
the
there.
kids are not our future, the kids are now.
Yes.
And if we all don't help kids as a village, they won't make it.
Amen.
So I thank all you citizens for coming out to the 4th of July. We had a great time. And I'm looking for a bigger 4th of July next year. 'Cause a young man said, he was walking by, he said, man, they got a long fireworks show. I ain't never seen a fireworks show this long.
Coach, we're gonna have that.
I thank all the city workers who got out there and put those fireworks out there. They shot those fireworks off. We all enjoyed it. And I thank everybody for coming. Nothing else we need.
Speak some more.
Okay.